In this video, we're gonna create this battle in Blender and Substance Painter. Also, the entire project is available in our Gumroad page. The link is in the description. So, let's dive in. I'm going to add a plane, and I'm gonna scale this to y-axis, and I'm gonna hit 8 for the size, and then I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees to x-axis, so 90. And then I'm gonna apply the scale and I'm gonna apply the rotation by pressing Ctrl A. Alright, next I'm gonna add the solidify modifier, and I'm gonna put the amount on 0.5, and then I'm gonna add the bevel for 2 segments, and maybe decreasing the amount like so. Alright, next is subdivision surface, 1 level. Also, we can add 2 edges to here and here. So go to edit mode and Ctrl R and click and right click to apply, and then Ctrl B for adding 2 edges here, something like this. Next, I'm gonna add the array modifier. So array, and I'm gonna put the count on 20 and the factor on 1.01. Then also we can add the shade smooth. Next, we are going to bend this. So we need to add the simple deform. So search for simple deform and hit enter. So here we have this twist effect. You can change the angle. We need to put this on 360, something like this, but we need to put this on bend. So we can change the axis. So the z-axis is okay. This is what we want. The next thing we are going to do is lattice. So I'm gonna add the lattice, but before that I'm going to make a copy from this as a backup. So Shift D, make a copy, right click, then M, make a new collection. I'm gonna call this backup, and then turn off this because we are going to apply some of these modifiers. So I'm gonna apply actually all the modifiers. So right click here and convert this to mesh. All right, then I'm gonna right click and set the origin to geometry, and also Shift S and cursor to select it. Put the cursor here. All right, next we are going to add an lattice. So go for lattice and scale this up like this, and go to lattice data, and I'm gonna add 2 more or 3 more edge loops to the W side. Actually, it's like z-axis. All right, then I'm gonna go back to modifier for this object. Go to modifier and add the lattice. So search for lattice. All right, then I'm gonna pick this object, which is our lattice object. Then select your lattice, go to edit mode and select these vertices and scale this up, but not through z-axis. So I'm gonna press Shift Z to exclude the z-axis from scaling. So something like this. Maybe I'm gonna select these and scale this a little more. All right, then let's go back from edit mode and select the barrel, and I'm gonna add these subdivision surface, maybe 2 levels. So I'm gonna select the lattice and scale this up one more time, something around here. I think we can make it a little taller, so I'm gonna select all, S and Z, and scale this up through z-axis a little, something like this. All right, also we can select the barrel and apply the scale. All right, something like this. Also, you can select the lattice and hide this. Next, we are going to add metal ring around this barrel. So I'm gonna add a cylinder and without any cap, we don't need that. And I'm gonna scale this up and scale this down through z-axis, and I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna apply the scale, and I'm gonna add the shrink wrap modifier and select the barrel for the target. All right, then we are going to offset this a little to make this outer from the barrel. And then I'm going to add the solidify modifier and increasing the thickness. But for this solidify modifier, we can check the only rim because we don't need this inside faces. All right, so check this only rim. Next, we are going to add the bevel modifier. So add the bevel, 2 segments, decrease the amount, something around here. And of course, the subdivision surface, 2 levels. And yeah, I think that's okay. So we can move this out a little more, something like this, and also shade it smooth. All right, you can change the scale if you want. For example, we can change this something around here and move this up like so and apply the scale. Also, we can add the mirror modifier. So I'm gonna add this and select the barrel for mirror object. I'm gonna put this on Z-axis. Then I'm gonna make a copy. So Shift D, make a copy and put this here. Another one. And yeah, that's it. So now for the top and the bottom, we need to go back to our backup. And I'm gonna select this. Shift D, make a copy, right click. And then I'm gonna move this to collection, so press M and select collection, and then again turn off the backup. So for this one, let's go to isolate mode, and I'm gonna delete the simple deform. For the array, I'm gonna put this on maybe 7. Okay, let's go back from the isolate mode and rotate this 90 degrees and move this around here. Maybe we can press Shift S and selection to cursor to put this exactly at the middle of the barrel. So then I'm gonna move this up, maybe here. All right, then I'm gonna move this to the center. You can scale this down if you want to. I'm gonna delete the subdivision surface, and also I'm gonna delete the bevel and right click and shade flat. And also I'm gonna open up the solidify and I'm gonna check the only rim for this one as well. All right, then we can apply this. So right click and convert this to mesh, and also right click and set the origin to geometry, and again Shift S, selection to cursor to make it exactly at the middle of this barrel, and again move this up maybe here. Then we are going to add a cylinder, scale this up, and I'm going to go to edit mode. While you are on face, select all and right click, extrude faces along normal, and extrude this like here to cover all the parts of the wood. And then select the wood and search for boolean, select the boolean, and then select the cylinder for the object. And while it's on difference, you can apply this, and also you can delete the cylinder. All right, then you have something like this. Then we need to go select the wood and go to edit mode, and we need to join some of these vertices. So let's go to the top, and you can select these two and press J to join these together. And also you can use the knife tool and click here and then press C on your keyboard to turn on the cut through, and also select the last one here, right click and hit enter, something like this. And next thing we are going to do is adding the bevel modifiers. So go for modifiers and add the bevel, and I'm gonna put this on 2 segments and decreasing the amount. And also I'm gonna add the subdivision surface for 2 levels, and right click, shade it smooth. All right, let's go back from the isolate mode, and as you can see here, you just fit this inside this barrel by scaling this up or down. You can fit this something like this. You can move this down or up if you want to. I'm gonna move this down a little and scale this up. All right, then we can also use the mirror modifier. So I'm gonna use the mirror, and I'm gonna select the barrel as mirror object, and I'm gonna put this on z-axis to fit the bottom as well. So I'm gonna add some details. So Shift A and add the icosphere. Go to isolate mode, edit mode, and wireframe. And I'm gonna delete the bottom half of this, and also go to object mode and scale this down to z-axis and apply the scale. Go back from isolate mode, rotate this 90 degrees, and move this up here. And I'm gonna scale this down. Then I'm gonna snap this to this surface. So I'm gonna go to a snap. I'm gonna put this on face, center, and align rotation to target, and go from top view. Press G, hold Control, and I'm gonna snap this here. I'm gonna put this inside the model a little, and then press Ctrl 1 to add a subdivision with one level, and also shade it smooth. All right, then we need to copy this, make a copy, and put this here. And again, go to top view and press G and hold Control to snap this here. And move this down a little, and yeah. All right, then select both and Shift D, make a copy, press R for rotation and Z through Z axis, and then press 36 for the angle and hit enter. And then press Shift R a couple of times to make copy from this. And then select these and press Ctrl J to join them together. And then I'm gonna add the mirror modifier. So add the mirror and select barrel for the mirror object, and then put the axis on Z axis, something like this. Also, I'm gonna add a cylinder and put the cap on Engon and rotate this 90 degrees and put this around here. Go to edit mode and select this face and delete this, and then select these vertices and scale this down. You can put the pivot to boundary box, scale this down. So scale this down to object mode, something like this. And I'm gonna apply the scale, go to edit mode, select these edge loop, 2 segments bevel, and also select this face. I'm gonna inset twice and then press M and collapse. Also Ctrl 1 for one level subdivision surface, and then shade smooth, something like this. So now I'm gonna apply all the modifiers for these objects. So before that, I'm gonna select all and Shift D, make a copy, right click, M, new collection, and I'm gonna call this backup 2 and hit enter and turn off this. So I'm gonna select this barrel, right click, convert to mesh, and also these, convert to mesh, and these details. Now we are going to UE unwrap this. I'm gonna select this middle part and go to isolate mode and go to edit mode, press P. I'm gonna separate this by loose parts. So now each of these panels are a separate object, and I'm gonna mark seam for one of these panels and then copy the seams through other panels. And I'm gonna use the data transfer modifier. But this modifiers sometimes doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. If you know the reason, please give me a hint in the comments. I made the seams for this one and then I tried to copy to the other panels, but it didn't work. So I'm going to try to unwrap this one instead. Instead of this one, I'm going to unwrap this one and try that for this panel for now. So I'm gonna go to isolate mode and I'm gonna select these edges. And then right click, mark seam, and also I'm going to add another one from here and also here as well. Now we can go back from isolate mode and try data transfer. So I'm gonna select this one and go to modifiers and select data transfer and select this one as the source, which has the seams, and then go to edge data, check this and put this on UV seam and put the mapping on topology, and then apply this, go to edit mode, and yes, that's working. All right, let's go back and Ctrl Z to go back because I'm going to copy this modifier. So here it is, and I'm going to select these and go to isolate mode and select all the objects and not this one, and you need to select this one as the last one because you need to copy the modifiers from this one, which should be the last selected object. All right, then I'm gonna press Ctrl L and copy modifiers. All right, now all these objects has the same modifier, and then select all and right click, convert to mesh, and then I hope it's going to work. This is the one which is not going to work. Sometimes it happens. So for this one, I'm gonna select all and right click, clear seam. So let's do this again. I'm going to add the seam for this. I just marked the seam for that one as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is deleting this inner faces because we don't need that. So I'm gonna press L on this, but down here we need to put this on seam. I'm just going to select the inside the seam section, and I'm going to select all of this, and then X and faces to delete this. Also, let's go back and we need to reposition this top part because I cut this from a wrong place. It should be a little down here, but anyway, we can reposition this. So I'm gonna move this up through the axis. And also we can delete this bottom part and mirror this one again. And I'm gonna apply this. For this top part, we don't need to mark any seams. It's just going to unwrap properly. So I'm gonna skip this and go for this one. Go to isolate mode and I'm going to select these edges and mark seam. Let's go to the other side. And also one from here to here and mark seam. All right, I'm going to do the same method for this one. And also for this one. Okay. And also for these, we don't need to add any seam because it's going to unwrap almost properly. All right, now let's go to UV editing, and I'm going to select all, go to edit mode, and again select all and U and unwrap. All right, and I'm going to pack these in two different UV tiles. Actually, we are going to use UDIMs. So to do that, I'm going to create a new image. I'm going to put this on UV grid, and I'm going to put the size on 4K and hit OK. And also press N under the image and under the source. I'm going to put this on UDIM tile, and I'm going to add another one. And I'm going to do the same thing, UV grid. So 2 tiles. Then I'm gonna select all, press tab, go to edit mode and press A to select all, then press N on keyboard and go to texel density, which is a free add-on. The link is in the description. Then I'm gonna put the texture size on 4K and set the texture density to, let's try 0.64. Also, I can add a material to this to see this better, so I'm gonna add the material. And for the base color, I'm gonna put this on image texture, and I'm gonna put this on UV grid, and put this on 4K and hit OK. Then go to material preview, and you can select all, and then select this one at the last selection, and Ctrl L and link material. So again, I'm gonna select all and go to edit mode and press A. So here you can see some islands are in different direction. I'm gonna fix this, and also I'm gonna straighten this islands as well. So let's do this. First, I'm gonna select these panels, these wood panels, then go to edit mode, and here you can either select this one, which is syncing the selection. As you can see, if I select this one at the right, select all at the right, you can have that at the left on your UV panel. And then you can select this one, which is selecting the island, and selecting these, which is in horizontal direction, and then press R to rotate this, and rotate this 90 degrees, something like this. Then we can pack these in the first tile. So again, press N on your keyboard, and I'm going to use the UV packer, which is a free add-on. The link is in the description. And I'm gonna turn off the rescale and pre-rotate, and put the rotation on 0, and also check the selection, and then press pack. All right, here is the result. Next, we are going to pack the rest of the objects and put them on the second tile. All right, next I'm gonna select the top and the bottom, go to edit mode, and here I'm gonna select these and rotate them 90 degrees, and you can put them aside, doesn't matter. And again, go back, select these rings, go to edit mode, and here we need to rotate them 90 degrees, and also we need to straighten these islands. So to do that, let's go closer, and here for one of these polygon, press 2 for edge and select one of these, and right click, align horizontally, and select this one, and again align horizontally, and select this one, the vertical one, right click, align this vertically, and also this one, align this vertically. Then press 3 for face and select this one, and then press L to select rest of the polys, and right click, follow active quads. And here, as you can see, we just straightened the island. So I'm going to do this again. Let's do this for this one. Press 2 for edge and select this one, right click, align horizontally. This one you can press Shift R to do the same operation. Again, you can select this, right click, align vertically, and select this one, Shift R to do the same thing. Again, press 3 and select this face, press L, right click, and follow active quads. I'm gonna do the same thing for these two as well. All right, then again, go back from edit mode and select this one, go into edit mode, and I'm gonna do the same thing for this one as well. Then we can select all and deselect these vertical panels. All right, selecting these, and go to edit mode, press A here to select all, and press N for UV packer, and again deselect these, put this on 0, and pack. All right, that's it. And the last thing we're going to do is moving these island to the next tile. So I'm pressing G, X to moving this to X axis, and then press 1 and hit enter. All right, and then here is our result. So before we jump into Substance Painter, we need to assign material ID for this. It's pretty simple. You can go to material preview, which is here, and then select one of these panels, go to material, and here you can delete this one and assign a new one, and you can call this wood. All right, then you can assign color if you want to, and we need to select the rest of the wood panels. Deselect this one and this top and the bottom, and also select the material at the last one, and Ctrl L and link material. All right, also this one as well. And then I'm gonna select one of these and delete this material. We can add a new one, call this metal, and add a different color, and then select these and deselect the wood panel, and also this one. All right, then select this with the material last selection, Ctrl L and link material. And that's it. And now we are ready to move this to Substance Painter. So I'm gonna select all, go to File, Export, and export this as FBX. And I'm gonna select the selected object. I'm gonna hit Export. Now we are in Substance Painter. Let's go to File, New, and select your object. And you need to use the UV tile workflow. And hit OK. Here you have two tiles. If you can see this one, that's because you are on metal. So if you select this wood, you can see the rest of your UVs. Then go to bake, and I'm gonna put this on 4K. Use low poly mesh as high poly mesh, and anti-aliasing to 4K, and hit bake. While it's baking, let's see some of your awesome works you shared with us through social media or email at pixlways@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching our tutorials and sharing your awesome work with us. This is so inspiring. You can share your renders through email or social media, and we will feature you in our upcoming tutorials. All the links are in the description. So let's continue. Alright, the baking is done. So before we go ahead, don't forget to save your project, right? And let's go to paint mode, and I'm going to add a material to this metal part. So go to your asset panel, go to your smart material, and here search for steel stained. And I'm gonna select this one, click and drag and put this on this metal part. Here it is. And right here you can change your texture size to whatever you want. I want to put this on 4K to see this better. So here is the result. Also, I'm gonna add some edger here. So to do that, I'm gonna add a new fill layer, and I'm gonna right click here and turn off the normal and the height, and I'm gonna put something dark for the color. Okay, then I'm gonna add a black mask, and right click on the black mask and add a generator, and right click here and search for metal edger and select this. Okay, you can go closer to see this better, and right click, you can change this, change the level and change the contrast. Also, you can put the texture size to something smaller to do this better. So here you can easily change this. All right, then again you can put this on 4K. All right, something like this. Next, for the wooden part, I'm gonna search for wood chip Hall Nordic. I'm gonna put this on here. There we go. Also, you can close this UV panel. So to do that, you can go here and put this on 3D only, or you can press F2. Let's add some details to this wooden part. First, I'm gonna add a color variation to this. To do that, I'm gonna make a copy from this one. So select this folder and press Ctrl D to make a copy. Then open this and select the wood rough and right click here, and I'm gonna make this a little darker. All right, then we are going to add a black mask for this. So select this folder and click here and add a black mask. And then from polygon fill, I'm gonna put this on the mesh fill, and I'm gonna select some of these randomly. And if you want to invert your selection, you can press X to invert your color, or you can put the color on this one and select them again. Again, you can go here and change the color if you want to do something different. If you hold shift and right click and drag, you can rotate your HDRI. And the next thing I'm going to add is adding a dirt. So add a fill layer, and I'm gonna turn off the metal, normal, and the height, and put this on something dark and increase the roughness. And then I'm gonna add a black mask and right click on the black mask, add a generator, and right click here, click on generator and search for dirt and select the dirt. And then you can increase the level and the contrast, and also you can go back to your layer and select this brown and make it dark brown, something like this. And if you want to, you can go to your texture size and increase the size to maybe 2K to see this better. And I'm gonna go further and add more dirt to this. So here under your smart material, search for dirt and put this on your wood. And also I'm gonna add the black mask for this one, and right click, add a generator, and right click here. Let's delete this dirt. I'm gonna add 3D linear gradient. I'm gonna invert this and increasing the contrast and put this around here, so it's going to use your position of the model. We're gonna put this around here. If you want to, you can go to your dirt, open this folder and select this black mask and select this one, the mask editor, and right click here, and you can change the amount of this dirt if you want to, and change the contrast and other parameters. Okay, also I added a generic logo for this, which is this one, and I'm gonna put this above the barrel here. So to do that, I'm going to import this into my asset. So dragging and drop on your asset panel, and I'm going to put this on alpha and import your resource to project and hit import. All right, then I'm going to add a paint layer and right click and then select this, or you can drag and drop on your alpha. Then you can right click and go down, and here you can change the color. So I'm gonna pick a brown color and increase the, or we can put a dark value of this, maybe around here. Okay, and also here is color. I can add roughness and put this on half. All right, then we can go to the top. You can put this on orthographic view and go to the top, and if you hold Control and right click and drag, you can make it bigger and click for paint on this. So again, I'm going to go to top view, so I'm holding Alt and rotate, and if you hold Shift as well, it's gonna snap on the top view. So if you hold Control and right click, it's not going to make it bigger. So because it's on 100 the scale. So if you want to make it bigger, so you can select this and put the number. I'm gonna put 200 and it's gonna make it bigger. So let's put this on 125. Yeah, and let's go closer and I'm gonna put this here. All right, that's okay. So I think we're done here and we can move this to Blender. So we need to export this. Go to File, Export Texture, select your folder and then put the output template to Blender, and I'm gonna export as PNG and 4K and hit export. All right, it's done. Let's go back to Blender. Right now, go to shading and I'm gonna select this panel. Select this principal BSDF. You need to turn on your node wrangler. So go to edit preferences to your add-ons and here search for node wrangler and check this. And then select this node principal BSDF and hit Ctrl Shift T and go to the folder. And here you need to select the wood. So you need to select the wood 1001 because this is for the first tile. So I'm gonna select the wood from 1001 and import. There we go. And this one is from the second tile, so I'm gonna delete this. Also this one is from the second tile. You need to import this from the second tile. So select this one, add a new one and select the node, Ctrl Shift T, and again select the wood from the second tile and import this. All right, and also select this one and this one, Ctrl L and link material. All right, like so. And again select this one and add the metal, and here we go. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.